And now I have an interaction opportunity. I am showing, different cars here. The participants here, please help me find out the quality car. Which car is a quality car here? There are 4 cars I am showing. Please share your answers in the chat box. Please go ahead and type in the chat box. Which car is a quality car? According to your views and understanding. Come on, please. You can type in the chat box. I'm just waiting for your response. Great. There are many answers that are coming up. BMW. Many answers are supporting BMW. And many people are saying that the car in white, which means it is again BMW. Yes. And there are some good answers also coming on, I think particularly from Chandra Prasad. Very good. And similarly, the other participants say Squid is, the quality car. Very good. I really appreciate all the answers. We often get confused between quality and luxury. If I ask you which car is a luxurious car, obviously, all of you can say BMW. But now the question is quality car. So all these cars were successful in the market. We have seen all of them on the roads. We have seen a specific customer segment, using all these cars, which means all the cars can be quality cars. As long as the customer, feels the product is fit for them, as long as the product likes the features of the product, as long as the features of the product meets the customer expectation, customer requirement, the product can be considered as quality car. Fantastic. So if your product meets the customer requirement, then you can consider your product as, the best in class quality product. For example, this workshop, you are able to comfortably learn. All your requirements are met, then we can say this workshop, is also one of the best in class workshop. So quality is meeting your customers' requirements, right? So simply stated, quality comes from meeting your customer requirements, and this occurs based on 4 activities. If you really want your products to have the desired level of quality, you have to do 4 things. The first thing, understand your customer requirements. Speak to your customers in all possible way. Whether you are doing a survey, you are conducting, you are sending email, or you are going and meeting your customers, or you have a focus group discussion, or you are referring to all the, reactions of your customer, whether proactively, reactively. Listen to your customer. Try to understand their customer requirement. The requirement is considered to be understood if you can convert the vague requirements into specific requirements. You should convert the vague requirement into specific requirement. Then only I'll say you have understood the customer requirement. And not only specific requirement, the requirement should be measurable. The requirement should be measurable. And this is what we call it, the specifications. This is what we call it, specifications. In Six Sigma, we are going to call them as CTQs, critical to quality characteristics. We're going to call them as critical to quality characteristics, because customer looks at certain characteristics, very important for them. So we are going to call them as critical to quality characteristics. If you could figure out all the CTQs which your customer is expecting from your product, first step you have done correctly. If you have done the first step, that means you have the specifications in your hand. Now with the specification, you can design the product. You can design the product, you can design the service. And now the goal is, after designing, you create a prototype. Why do you create a prototype? Because you wanted to be sure that the product meets the customer requirement. So you create a prototype. If there is a gap, you will redesign. So the second step is design requirement. First step is customer requirement. Second step is design requirement. Now the design is great because the prototype is great. Now we really have to mass produce the product. We really have to mass offer our services. Now it is important we develop process. If you fail to develop process, your organization will become a people-centric organization and eventually it will die. To avoid that, you have to develop processes. At the same time, processes should be at a higher level of capability. That means even if somebody wanted to disturb your process, they cannot do it because the capability is very high. So now understand the process requirement, customer requirement, now design requirement, and now it is process requirement. Because process is set of activity which are performed to convert the input into output. The process requires input. Process requires environment conditions to be favorable. We call them as process parameters. So understand the process requirements. Find ways to speak to your process. All right. And now we understood 3 requirements. And now we have developed the process. And the general tendency, the rule of the nature is performance always drift downwards. Performance always drift downwards over time, over demand. Anything you do in more quantities, yes, failures will start popping up. Anything you do over a longer period of time, yes, there will be a deterioration. So your process capability is going to drop. It is only for the purpose of avoiding this drop in performance. Companies requires people like all of you. They are called the managers. They are called the leaders. They are called different designation. I'm going to show it towards the end of this workshop. So company requires employees at the managerial level, at the leadership level, so that these managers, these leaders can effectively manage the process, control the process to deliver the results according to the designed capability consistently. Even after a long period of time, even after meeting very high demand, my process will still operate at the same level of capability. What I have designed on day one, that capability will exist even after a long period of time and after executing huge demand from my customer. So now hope all of you understand how quality happens. 4 activity. First thing is customer requirement. Second thing is design requirement. Third thing is process requirement. And the fourth one, employee requirement. Take care of all the 4 requirements. Your quality is taken care and it is now world class. Hope it is clear to all of you.